And welcome to Sports Talk on a beautiful, cold but chilly Tuesday evening. This is the Tuesday night edition of Sports Talk. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, and we have a great show lined up for you today on the WJRG television network. We have my brother Henry Green all the way in the cold Florida, cold Florida. What's up, Henry? How you doing?
Cool, man. Yep, it's definitely cold out here.
Big Don, the producer of this show for Big Don Production. How you doing, Don?
I'm doing great. Hey, Henry, I can ship you some salt if you need that.
We got the legend, Bruce Austin. What's up, Bruce? How you doing?
Everything's beautiful, brother. Everything's beautiful.
Anthony McLean. What's up, my brother? God bless you. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
All right. All the way in Maryland, another cold place. Larry Pearson, Larry, your boys, not your boys, but Baltimore lost. We'll get to that. How you doing, Larry?
Yeah, running with the three-peat.
Running with the three-peat. In every market move. Kendall Tyson. What's up, bro?
What's happening, gentlemen?
What's up?
Well, I'm gonna start with Kendall on this one. Kendall, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Houston Texans 23-14. What you think about that game, and how did KC look to you?
Oh my God! Look, Travis Kelce is solidified himself as the premier tight end.
Okay.
The fall down throwing pass. Pat Mahomes is back, letting everybody know that this is the playoffs. I mean, Lamar. I mean, come on, Lamar. You dropped the ball. I mean, I'm waiting for you, Josh. I mean, they look like Larry's got the situation here. I'm thinking they're going to three-peat.
Okay. All right, Larry. Yeah, you threw your name out there. KC, that's your boys.
KC, but my boys, that's my real boys. They destined for the three-peat. I looked at Lamar, and him and Dak is in the same boat. The pressure was too much for him. You know, at times he just.
Who you talking about? Pressure was too much for Lamar.
Lamar was.
The guy dropped the football. The guy dropped the football, Larry. That's not Lamar's fault.
They should easily win that game. They're easy, you know. There's some people that are born killers, and there's some people that are just trying to be good. You know, Mahomes, one of the people was born to do the stuff he does. Okay. It's like a quarterback for the Redskins. He's going to be an awesome player. You know, he was just made to do that. You know.
All right. Let me go, Anthony. Back to the question. Kansas City Chiefs, man. How they look at you against the Houston Texans?
Well, again, it was more. You have to give KC their due, but the thing is, again, with Houston, the sacks, the missed field goals, and just missed opportunities more than anything else. I mean, let's be honest. It's their Super Bowl to win or lose right now. They're still the best team. Buffalo may push them a little bit, but they're again. I know it sounds like a broken record, but they're the champs till you beat them.
All right, now, Bruce said last week. Go ahead, Bruce. Bruce said last week that the winner of Baltimore and Buffalo is going to be the Super Bowl champs. Bruce, you still sticking with that?
No, I didn't say that. One of the other guys said that.
Oh, you didn't say that?
No,
Bruce went with the Ravens, if you remember.
Yeah,
for the Ravens.
I was going with Baltimore all the way.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then I
can't take credit. I can't take credit.
Whoever win out of those two teams is going to be the champs. Okay, man, I'm wrong. Okay.
I believe that. I didn't say it, but I believe that, though.
You believe that? Okay. Why?
Yeah. Because they like everybody say, they the champ till you beat them.
Okay. So you think Buffalo can beat them now?
No. I'm thinking. I got it backwards. I'm thinking Kansas City. You said Buffalo, the winner, Buffalo and and Baltimore was gonna win it all, right?
I thought that's what you said one time. One of the shows, the winner.
No. I was going with Baltimore all the way, but I believe that because Baltimore didn't make it, that Kansas City will repeat. But I'm still a little scared of that Washington team.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They got that it factor right now where teams like the Giants came in there and beat the Patriots with.
Okay,
you know
all right.
I mean? They got that it factor going for them.
Right. All right, Don. Now go ahead, Don.
Well, nothing about Kansas City and Houston surprised me at all. The game went exactly the way I pretty much predicted it would go. So, and I was sort of trying to lean with Bruce a little bit. I thought at least if Baltimore made it, it could be scary for Kansas City. The Bills are playing great ball right now, but I don't think they could beat the Chiefs.
They beat them already, though.
I don't think they can beat
Not
the
in the
Chiefs.
playoffs.
Not in the
We don't know
playoffs.
yet. He ended on play.
I mean, I'm not talking about nothing in the past.
We don't say you
Right
can.
now, I don't think they could beat the Chiefs.
We don't say they can't beat them. They already beat them now. All right. They gave them that one
We
loss.
want to go back to when the Chiefs beat them. I mean, we can always just keep going back to.
Then don't say that you think they can beat them. They already beat them.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm
Say
gonna say Baltimore and the Bills always choke. They never win the really big one. That's why they ain't champs right now.
okay.
Okay, the
Okay.
Bills are still right there with their chance to choke against the Chiefs, just like
Okay.
the Ravens choked against the Bills. There's no reason why the Ravens shouldn't have been able to beat the Bills, but they didn't.
Right.
There's no reason why the Bills can't beat Kansas City, but they won't.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Here you go, ahead, bro. That dollar rough. Dollar. Tell the truth.
Kansas City, as far as Texans, I didn't expect them to lose the Texans. And because Buffalo already beat Kansas City earlier in the year, they're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes again. You know, twice in the same season. I don't see that happening. I mean, the game may be close, but you're talking about Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, and now Buffalo already beat them. I don't see them winning this game. That's my thing.
Well, the Chiefs got the advantage because they're playing at home. That's one thing I can say. They're at home, and they're the two-time Super Bowl champs. Bishop, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They beat the Texans 23-14. Was you impressed with their win, and how did they look to you?
Not at all. I mean, I was kind of impressed with the Texans hanging out with him. And I was really kind of pulling for C.J. Stroud. I mean, just for the fact that he's a second or third year quarterback. But I know Kansas City did what they did. Played technically sloppy in my book, but they did enough to be able to win. And then again, of course, just because Taylor Swift was in the crowd, Travis Kelce had to show off a little bit, but that's okay.
You finally see it, Bishop. You finally see it. I've been trying to tell it to you since last year. You finally see it.
No, but I kind of think Caitlin Clark had a little bit to do with that too. No, but really, on the field.
But let me ask you this real quick. Who you think taught Kelce that dance he got? He ain't been dancing like that. Who taught him that dance?
It's obvious that Taylor Swift, he went to a couple of her concerts and learned a move or two. And you know what kind of made me laugh? His last touchdown, when he just stood there and said, "What? You really thought you was going to intercept this?" I mean, he taunted him without taunting him. I said, "Yeah, Kelsey's got his groove back, man. I don't know what happened between them two, but they were singing that OJ song last night." Okay, anyway.
All right. Some teams, when you get there, they coast through the regular season and just show up in playoff time.
Yeah,
you see that in dynasties.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm gonna put it to you like this, and Andy Reid got to be one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game, So I'm just gonna simply say this: no, I'm not. I wasn't impressed, but to play that sloppy and still win, what are you gonna say about it?
Okay.
Don't they have the record for most score games during the regular season?
For the regular season, yeah, they set that this year in the regular season, and also this was Reed's, and this was Reed's 300th career win this past Saturday. Look, it's this isn't figure skating or anything where you're getting graded, so to speak. They've won close games, they've won blowouts, but see, that's the mark of a champion. They've won every which way that they have to, and that's the reason why they've been able to sustain it. Exactly. They've done it in all of their championships and all of their Super Bowl runs. They've done it all different ways. And that's what makes them so very, very, very tough. The scary fact is they really haven't played a complete game all year. I think this was probably their best defensive game as a team, even though it was relatively close. But yeah, they're Buffalo can beat them in the regular season, but when they've needed to beat them in the postseason, they haven't.
All right.
Well, let me add real quick to what Anthony just said, and think about this. If Buffalo finds a way to contain that front line, there is a chance that they can beat them. what's the name? Allen needs some time and space. His receivers are not that quick to get open. They're decent receivers, but they're not that quick. If Allen has any kind of time and space, I can tell you this is going to be the game of the week coming up. I promise.
Sure. So Henry, a question about the Baltimore Ravens. What happened with them? And I mean, 'cause I know you guys, you were not Friday, but you guys said if Baltimore run the ball to Henry and Lamar Jackson run the ball, Baltimore ain't got a chance. They tried all that. What happened with Baltimore, Henry? Give me your opinion.
Baltimore beat themselves because
Yep.
actually, Buffalo never really stopped them. You know, all the drives was the turnover.
Okay.
So if they didn't turn the ball over and had to drop balls or something, they would have won that game.
But that's part of the game. That's what you want. That's
Right.
what the teams do.
Because remember
Right.
the time they came away with no points. But
Go ahead, Larry.
Lamar didn't play smart at all. On his first fumble, he was doing too much. Okay, with Holmes, it's all planned, it's all precise. You can't go back there and off the top of your head just try winging stuff. You know, when they tried to run the ball, they were stopping and run. So Lamar thought he could do this running and get around people, and he was doing a little bit too much, and that's when he fumbled the ball, and they took it all the way back for a touchdown. You know, you can't do that in a game that close. You cannot play like that.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Let me say mine real quick. Let's not forget that Henry only had 16 carries. We kept saying that a lot of it was going to be based on his carries. He did not run the ball a lot.
Nope.
They did not give it. Lamar tried to take over and do all his thing, his running, his passing. They did not give Henry the ball hardly at all in the first half.
So what happened there?
Again, they did the same thing they've been doing, not giving Henry the ball.
But what did he do with 16 carries, though? What did he do when he had 16 carries?
He ran good.
He ran 80-something yards.
Sure did. I blame that. That's exactly what I was going to say, Don. I blame most of that on the coach because they resorted to the same thing that got them beat last year. Not giving Henry that ball. Not giving Henry that ball.
No, that's a coach. That's on the coach.
That's on the coach.
That's right. That's right.
That's on the coach. That's on the
Yeah.
coach.
You got a guy like
On the
Henry,
coach.
he got to at least carry, especially in them conditions.
You don't
He
see
shouldn't have carried
Holmes
no
trying
less
to do
than
the
20
extra
times.
stuff. If you
20,
don't have,
25.
you throw it away. You do whatever you need to do, but he won't try to do that
Nah.
crazy stuff.
You shouldn't have to throw it away. Get that ball to Henry, let him run.
There
Do
you
you
go.
think?
Yeah, that was the whole. That's the whole. Yeah.
Wore
But
down.
if Henry's not in the game, then what you
No,
gonna do?
That's
The-
on the
the-
coach.
the-
Wasn't in the game.
Let's
Mhm.
throw this in there. If you guys, I don't know if you recall, third quarter, I think their second possession in third quarter, Jackson came out of the pocket and had rolled right. Henry was right there behind him. If that's for me, Jerry, tell him I'm busy. No, seriously. But Henry was right there. And I know it's an old school college pitch out. He had nothing but space in front of him had he gotten the ball. Now, keep this in mind, Henry. I thought you were going to say it, but you didn't. The two-point attempts. Hello?
Wasn't in the game.
Oh, for that's the difference right there. You win by 2 if you convert both of them. When I think Andrews was his name, I couldn't believe he dropped that. There was nobody there. What are you going to do?
That was the old Jackie Smith.
Yeah.
But you don't let it be that close.
Yeah.
You don't let it be that
You
close.
met Charles Smith, Bruce.
No, Jackie Smith.
No, Jackie Smith.
Jackie Smith.
Hear what I'm saying.
Versus
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what the Charles Smith of the Ravens for that day. He just couldn't get it done.
No, we don't need Charles Smith in this one. It's the Jackie Smith.
It's Jackie.
Jackie Smith dropped it in
I
the
know what
Super
his name
Bowl
was. I'm just
for
making an
Dallas the
analogy
same way.
here. You standing next to the basket and you can't put it in. Ain't nobody touching you and you can't hold on to the ball.
So you guys blaming the coach on that game then? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I blame the coach.
No,
Go ahead, Kenny.
I wouldn't. I'm not going to put it all. I'm not. You can't put it. I wouldn't put it all. I wouldn't put it all on the coach. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead.
You had a situation here. You had the two front runners for the MVP. You have Lamar Jackson being the first person in NFL history to go. He was at 4,000 yards passing. He was at 900 yards rushing. Now he was at 1,000 at the end of the game. And what if they just wanted to pad his stats so they could separate him from Josh Allen? His stats were better than Josh Allen's, but Josh Allen was still in the running. Lamar Jackson, talent-wise, is a clear-cut MVP. So now you got a face-off with the guy that's a runner-up. So what you're going to do, you're going to try to feature your star, which I think that's what they did, to see if there was some sort of separation, and it backfired on him.
Good point.
Right.
Good point.
Okay.
Definitely backfired on him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's put this way. This was a team thing as well because there was a couple of instances where they actually threw out of the backfield to Henry, and Henry dropped the ball.
He dropped it.
The turnovers, the one that Andrews had, Andrews before the drop in the end zone, he had a late fumble when they were driving to cut the lead, and then Lamar had his 2 interceptions, then also his fumble. So it's not a thing of it was all on Lamar. I think it's too easy to just put this all on Lamar's lap. They try to play these narratives of he can't win the big one or what have you, and I guess you could possibly go with that. But to me, again, because you did not use Henry. If I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. If Henry had 20 carries, they win that game. Plain and simple.
I agree.
If you're the
I
leader,
They would have won that
you
game.
got to
agree.
take the blame. If you're the leader, you
The coach
got
is
to
the
take the
leader.
blame. Good.
Well,
or
he
bad.
didn't. Well, to his credit, but to his credit, he didn't throw anybody under the bus. Nobody called out Andrews or what have you.
He did not do his job, and this like the same thing happens every year.
Right.
They are ready to win the game, but they can't get it done.
Right. And the big ones, that's what we see.
That becomes a pattern.
Right.
It's not the team. It's not they ain't got the players or the right team. It's just that he can't. He's not getting it done.
You're not getting it done.
Only thing
Well,
we say is with a runner like Henry, he should get the ball no less than 20 times. Everybody get a little blame.
Yeah.
But when you got a guy like Henry, especially in those elements, he should get it no less than 20 times running that ball.
That's right.
16 time was enough. I said
Remember
25.
NFL
But
was a coach?
let me say this real quick. If the Bills don't beat the Chiefs, they're going to be in the same boat.
That's right. That's right. It's Pat Mahomes. And you want to say
I
something,
have
Henry?
a couple names for you.
And you want to
How
say
about
something?
Corey
Michael Bob?
Dillon? When Corey Dillon played for the Patriots? How about Otis Anderson when he played for the Giants? These rent backs that they utilize in the playoffs.
Right.
Otis Anderson, remember the wide right game? I mean, pretty much he had the blueprint. You got the big guy there. He could have wore that defense down, just running and hitting them. It's cold outside.
That's all he had to do.
That's all he had to do. It's the same.
John Riggins back in the day.
Riggins?
The funny thing is, even with all of these passing, even though we become it's more of a passing league in the NFL, the team that wins the Super Bowl usually always has the better runner. They always usually have the better runners in that particular game. I always use, Kendall made a great point in regard to O.J. Anderson and others, but remember when New Orleans beat Indy? Yeah, everybody got all crazy about Drew Brees, but without Thomas and Reggie Bush, New Orleans doesn't win that game.
That's right.
Even going back to when Kansas City won their first game, you had Mike in their first Super Bowl. They had Mike Garrett and Gloucester Richardson. So you still got to be able to run the ball.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about the Commanders in a few minutes, but this is a sports talk on WJRG, the television network, part of KMI International Ministries, and I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with my brother Henry Green, Big Down for Big Down Production, the legend Bruce Austin, brother Anthony McLean, a sports legend as well, our brother Larry Pearson, everyone removed, Kendall Tyson, and one of the greatest bishops, Ernest Richard Jr., and Pastor Walter Teague. He'll be with us probably next week. But Bob, we have Bob McCormick on the line. our sports reporter. What's up, Bob?
7:30 already.
Tonight.
We're doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. That's some big news, and I'm actually have it on the TV right now. Tonight's a big night. Major League Baseball is revealing the class of 2025 that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York this summer. And it's just coming out now that the three names that have been mentioned that are going into the Hall this year are Ichiro Suzuki, the former Mariner, Yankees pitcher CC Sabathia, and this was his last year on the ballot. Billy Wagner is going into the Hall.
Okay.
Other names that are mentioned are Andrew Jones, Chase Utley, and Carlos Beltran. But it appears that those three names I mentioned, Suzuki, Sabathia, and Wagner, are all going into baseball's Hall of Fame this year. Other baseball news, the Blue Jays and outfielder Anthony Santander have agreed on a 5-year, $92.5 million deal. He had 44 home runs last season with the Orioles. Pitcher Tanner Scott and the Dodgers agree on a 4-year deal worth $72 million. The Dodgers are going to really rack up next year. They got a Japanese sensation side. The Mets have signed A.J. Minter for $22 million. Manager Jeff Torborg has died at the age of 83. The Red Sox agreed to a 1-year deal with outfielder Jaron Durant. They avoid arbitration with him. The Bo Sox also catcher Blake Sable from the Giants. Ohio State, who defeated Notre Dame for the national championship last night, is the number one team. According to the AP College Football poll, the Irish finished in second, their highest end of the season ranking since 1993. Oregon was third. On to the NFL. I know you guys are going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you who I like to go to the Super Bowl after the games this Sunday. I actually like the Eagles and Bills, not the Chiefs, to be in the Super Bowl on February the 9th. But we'll see Eagles, Commanders, and the Bills, Chiefs this coming Sunday. The Bears are planning to hire Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson as their new head coach. The Colts hire Lou Anarumo as the new defensive coordinator. Commanders right guard. This isn't good news for them. Sam Cosmi will miss the rest of the postseason with a torn ACL. Former NFLers Michael Strahan and Michael Vick inducted into college football's Hall of Fame. And the Dolphins will host their first ever NFL game in Madrid. On to college hoops, South Carolina's Dawn Staley is the highest paid women's basketball coach. Total value of her contract, $25.25 million. Paige Beckers has become the fastest UConn women's player, who scored 2,000 points. The sixth-ranked Lady Huskies, they're in action tomorrow night. They host Villanova, while the men who dropped to 19th take on Butler tonight. Creighton on Saturday ended the Huskies' 28-game home winning streak. UConn will induct 04 champ Ben Gordon into the Huskies of Honor on February the 7th. He'll become the 23rd player to receive that honor. On to the NBA. 5 games on tap tonight, among them the Knicks and Nets. The Spurs' Victor Wembanyama unveiled a pair of outdoor courts in his hometown in France. The Wolves' Dante DiVincenzo, he's out indefinitely with a toe injury. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week. The Sonics' Gus Williams has died at 71. He led the team to the championship. On the ice tonight, Rangers host the Senators. They're among 7 games in the NHL. At the Australian Open, Coco Gauff eliminated in the quarterfinal round by Paula Badosa. Novak Djokovic knocks off Carlos Alcaraz in the men's semis. Hillhouse plays cross tonight in boys basketball. Yesterday at the MLK Classic, the boys and girls of Hillhouse both won. Cross boys and girls lost, and the career boys also lost. And getting late word that the Vikings and head coach Kevin O'Connell have reached a agreement on a multi-year contract extension And let me remind you of my top story. Ichiro Suzuki of the Mariners, Yankees pitcher CC Sabathia, and pitcher Billy Wagner will all be going into baseball's Hall of Fame this year.
All right, Bob.
And that's all the sports I got for you, Jerry.
All right,
You guys
Bob.
have a good evening.
Thank you, bro. All right.
Jerry, I'm
And-
hoping.
And Jerry, to piggyback on that, Dick Allen and Dave Parker will be joining those three. They got voted in by the veterans last month for the
All
Baseball
right.
Hall of Fame.
The Cobra.
All right. Well, thanks, Bob, and thanks, Brother Anthony, for that. Bruce, now you said the team you're kind of afraid of is the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, they tough. They got that it factor, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
What do you see in them that give you that fear? What do you see?
Everything, especially the quarterback.
Wow.
He don't feel nothing for a rookie.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That boy is something different.
It's no coincidence that he got the most drives in the fourth quarter. You know, for wins. This guy got
After
it,
winning
man.
the
He's
Heisman Trophy.
gonna be the next big thing.
Are they gonna be Philly?
He is the big thing.
Larry, you said the same thing about Detroit. You said they're gonna get blown off by Detroit.
I didn't say that.
What?
I did not say that.
We can roll the film back now.
Roll them back, and I said they beat them. But exactly.
So Bruce, so who you got? You got Washington over Philly or what?
I'm taking Washington over Philly.
Wow. Okay. All right. Bishop, go ahead. Talk about that. Washington.
Listen, I said it in the chat, and I'll say it live. Hey, I ain't got no dog in the fight, so I'm jumping the Washington bandwagon. I love Daniels, man. That kid has no fear whatsoever, and I don't think they'll beat Philly, but I'm gonna still root for them. Hopefully, they'll find a way. But see, now we can't do regular seasons. I know they beat Philly in regular season, but keep in mind, Jalen Hurts was not 100%. Brown was just really getting back. Ertz kind of woke up eventually. So, with that being said, and that front line for Philly, if you can get past that front line in Philly, I see Washington upsetting Philly. Now, somebody said the Eagles and the Bills, it may turn around and be the Commanders and the Chiefs, and there'll be no three-peat.
Wow, Kendall. Go ahead, Kendall. The Bishop said no three-peat.
I gotta tell you this. Before I even say this, I saw that kid destroy the blitz. They blitzed him every time, and every time he found the opening. Tom Brady was the commentator at that time, and Tom Brady says, "They better stop blitzing this boy and go in zone coverage, play everything under." That kid hit everything. He was never pressured.
Yes, he is.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Larry. Kendall, break it up, I think.
Because what's going to happen is Saquon Barkley going to have a field day. Because the Redskins do not stop the run.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, no, Kendall. Larry's talking now for a second. Go ahead, Larry.
The Redskins do not stop the run. So they're going to take up most of the time, run the ball. They're going to beat down the Redskins. They're going to give the boy a lot of time on the field, and they can use a lot of the clock up.
So they're going to run the ball, Philly.
They're going to run the ball. They're going to pass sometime. But with their offensive line and Redskins can't stop the run, Saquon's going to have a field day. He's going to have about 200 yards. And they're going to be a close game, but the Redskins even really get a chance, though.
The Commanders. What about you, Henry? Did I go with Anthony and Don?
Yeah, well, Jalen Hurts looked like he got hurt, so I don't know how bad his knee was when he got one of his tackles. But I agree with Larry. I think the Eagles, their whole game plan is Barkley. I love what Washington is doing because that boy, as far as a rookie, I think he's the best young quarterback since Patrick Mahomes. As far as what I can see, but he don't turn the ball over. He nothing rattles him. He plays really good. But I think Barkley's going to be the best.
But this one season, though, you can't go by one season.
He only had one.
Listen, it's down right now. We're talking about.
He only had one.
We'll worry about next year when it gets here. Right now.
Right now. But after he won the Heisman.
Right. Go ahead, Anthony. Now go with Big Don. What do you think, Anthony, about
the thing about Daniels?
No, the Commanders, yeah, and then
The Commander. Well, I mean, no matter what happens Sunday, Daniels has had the greatest rookie quarterback season ever. Better than Marino, better
Yeah.
than Tarkington, better than anybody. No matter what, whether they get to the Super Bowl or not, he's already established that. And remember, he started day one, so he's taken them to an incredible level. I was saying last week, you have to give him some consideration for MVP. He probably won't win it, but he has to be in the conversation.
He has to be in the
That being
conversation.
said, losing this lineman, I don't know if he's losing the lineman. I don't know if this is his blindside guy or not, but that's going to be a big key. They're gonna need he's going to need his backup to come through. You know, I still got to go with Philly. I think because Washington's defense, as good as they showed on Saturday, they're still a little bit vulnerable in regards to this. But the scary thing with them is, let's face it, they're playing with house money. They literally have nothing to lose. They're not supposed to be there, and that's the most dangerous team you can play, um, especially with where the Commanders are going now. Because look, if they're able to pull off the upset, it's a great win for them. The pressure is clearly on the Eagles in this game.
okay, Big Don, what you think about the Commanders? Are you fearful of them as well?
No, I have to say that we overlooking the fact that the Lions blew that too. First of
Yeah.
all, they didn't have no defense playing at all. And second of all, let's look at Goff throwing 3 interceptions and a fumble. We got to look at that played a big role in how great the Commanders look. The Lions beat themselves also. I don't think that we're going to see the same Commanders when they go up against the Eagles. No,
Okay.
I've been watching Daniels. I've been following him all year, just like you guys. He's a great player, and he deserved every nice thing you guys are saying about him. But it's about time for that to run out, and it's going to run out with the Eagles. I know you guys don't like that. I don't talk all the stats and all that, but I saw the Lions as beating themselves because they was hurt one way, and now we see the true golf too. Every year the Lions don't make it. This is why. I mean, 3 interceptions. Let's talk about that. Everybody was talking about how great golf was. He threw 3 interceptions and a fumble.
Hmm.
What
Well,
about that?
I would sit there and I'm not rebutting what you said. I'm just going to simply say those 3 interceptions didn't just happen. Those defenders made those interceptions happen. He didn't just
Pressure
look
of
at the
Buffalo
defender and
Pipe.
say,
They
listen,
still happen, Bishop.
my
They
point,
still happen.
my
And if
point,
you're great,
my
don't be using that for an excuse.
My point is this: when you play good defense, interceptions will happen. When you play good defense, fumbles will happen. I know you got all your eggs in the basket on Saquon Barkley. As great as Saquon Barkley is, he's prone to some fumbles. Hurts is prone to throw interceptions. So here it is. I'm gonna throw it out there. We said it early in the season. Any given Sunday. Let's find out if it's Washington's turn.
Wow. Now you're shaking his head
We'll
no.
see.
Nah.
Don't worry about the Chiefs because the Bills ain't playing with them.
When you play a team like Philly, they got a real team and they're physical and they got a good team. You're not going to beat a real team like that in every part of the game. The running game is great, the passing game is great, offensive line is great, defensive line is great, and they got great defensive backs. You can't beat all that.
Well, let me throw something out there on the rebuttal to him.
It's just like Notre Dame when Notre Dame played Ohio State. They had some players, but Ohio State
I'm gonna tell you this because
had the full house.
One thing you left out: Philly's secondary is not that great, and I know it's just Scary Terry they got to worry about. But those others, the tight ends and their other secondary receivers can get out and get loose. So if Daniels finds opportunity to throw the ball, it's a question of whether that secondary can will hold together or rip like a cheap suit. We'll find out.
But you said the same thing about the Ravens. Check your patterns.
No, I didn't say. I did not say that about the Ravens. The thing about it is,
said the same thing about the Vikings.
no. Let's for the record, we got videotape now because we are on the KMI International Media. We can go back to
you was
the
right
on-demand
back in,
channel
you rolled
and
the
we can
Ravens.
check the facts. See, now that's the good thing about it. You can say I said a lot of things, but now we can check the facts.
Man, you guys gonna put me
Well, let we all caught this part though, Bishop. You did say the Commanders going to beat the Chiefs, didn't you? Now earlier in the season, you was all Chief, wasn't you?
No,
you was all Chief earlier in the season.
I like the Chiefs, but they're beating.
No, now you just like them. He was all Chief. It was the Chiefs and the Vikings. Go back and play those tapes, Jerry. It was the Chiefs and the Vikings. Chiefs and Vikings. Now all of a sudden,
we don't have those tapes.
I like the Chiefs.
Anthony, I told these guys flip flops, so they want me to go. They try to give me the work.
Come on, we all caught Bishop on this flip flop. Let's call it now. We all caught Bishop on this one.
I can't say much. Remember, I had Chiefs Packers, so it's this way. For the NFC Championship game, I thought it was going to be a all NFC North thing with the Vikings and the Packers, but it winds up being the Eagles and the Commanders. So
think about that.
Can you imagine?
Think about this.
Can
NFC
you imagine
North was the best division, and all of a sudden we're finding in the finals the NFC East, the one that we all count. Well, most of us counted out in the early going. So here we are, any given Sunday.
Can we imagine the indigenous population watching the Commanders placing the Chiefs, and then we'd have the Swifties? We'd probably have one of the most diverse watched Super Bowls if it were Kansas City versus Washington. You got the Kansas City Commanders. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Washington Commanders, the indigenous population. You got the Taylor Swift Swifties. You got the up and coming and the established. That would be very interesting as far as ratings were concerned. They could sell that and go a long way and probably make a record of viewers.
I said, bring the
and you got the possibility. You got a You also got a possibility of a rematch, of course, with KC and Philly as well. So, I mean, they put it this way: NFL really can't lose here because you're going to get, you're going to get a big audience. I mean, Super Bowl gets a big audience anyway, but even more so. And the thing with Washington is that this was not expected, but imagine just think of the fact that they got rid of the ogre of Dan Snyder, and they've now the football gods have smiled on them. They went out and were able to get a great quarterback. They went out and got their coach, and they've had more stability in the last 2 seasons than they've had in the last 20 years.
It
looks like they kept the wrong guy.
When they played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which team you guys have? Who did you have? Washington or Tampa Bay? When they played?
I think I picked Washington. I think I picked Washington.
Nah, I think because I know Tampa Bay.
You had Tampa Bay too.
You had Tampa Bay.
I know I went Washington for sure.
No.
I didn't.
I said
the only game I lost. I think the only game I lost that weekend was the Vikings. I had.
You know what? The wound is healed, Anthony. Stop it. Move on.
Either way, I don't get caught up in that.
No, it's a fun. It's a fun thing. That's all.
Because Washington, they was the underdog. I guess everybody had the Lions over them. I think. Who picked Washington? Who picked Washington over the Lions?
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
I had
the Lions, right?
No, not me. I didn't pick Washington. No.
Okay, everybody had the Lions, right? Bruce, who did you have?
The Lions.
I believe I had I had Detroit.
You had Detroit, okay. Don, you had Detroit too, right?
I know I had Detroit. That's why I was so disappointed in Detroit the way they played.
Larry, who did you have? Like you had Detroit too, right?
I said Washington, but I bet on Detroit.
Okay, you had Detroit.
I said Washington, but on what's the name? I bet on Detroit, but on here I said
Well,
Washington.
we're riding 2 buses.
Yeah.
I want to win. People
He had a
down
corn.
here are
He had a corn with
perfect.
heads and tails on both sides.
There you go.
Hey, for the record, I want to be, the winning thing. But on here, I said what?
Okay, Henry got a question up here. If Josh Allen loses to Patrick Mahomes again, how does it impact his legacy? Henry, start with you. Your question. If he loses to Patrick Mahomes, would that affect his legacy?
I won't say it will affect him because he's going to lose. Because he already beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season. He's not going to beat him twice in the same season. That ain't going to happen. So, in the playoffs, all them guys, that's the thing that hurt. Like Charles Barkley and other guys that couldn't beat Michael. That's the only thing. Those guys are great, but Patrick Mahomes is just better.
Yeah, but listen. It ain't all about the quarterback. It's about fumbles. It's about you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's about the defense, the special teams. You just can't. I understand it's Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. They're the two headlines. They're the stars of the team. Just like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. But like I said, when the guy dropped the football, that wasn't Lamar Jackson's fault. When the guys miss field goals, that's not their fault. So don't say he just can't beat Pat Mahomes. If Pat Mahomes' team is not playing up to par, the Bills
Who will get credit if Kansas City win?
Pat Mahomes or Kelsey.
All right, then.
Come on. I mean, Jerry.
Pat Mahomes, then. You know that.
Even though Michael got all the credit, we still know he had Scottie Pippen. So your point ain't really relevant. Everybody got to have a team. We already know that part. Now maybe if he had to threw the ball a little higher and hit him in the chest instead of the knee, he might would have caught it.
Well, we're going to send the collection plate around. Big Don is the preacher for the day. But that's true. That is absolute truth. He threw it around his knees, so and then the weather. He didn't have gloves on, so and that ball did look a little slippery, just a little. I don't know.
I think he got a little too excited. That's all.
It was in his hands, though.
No,
all I'm saying
it's just
like Buffalo, no chance then. Y'all nigga in Buffalo, no chance at all, right? None whatsoever. None.
Just as much a chance as anybody else.
No, they got Pat Mahomes. Yeah, they ain't gonna happen.
Buffalo has
I give him a chance.
I didn't give him a chance against the Ravens. They still beat them.
You know what, Jerry? Let me say this. And I know some of y'all, you might have watched wrestling in the day. I'm a wrestling fan. Ric Flair used to say, to be the man, you got to beat the man.
You got to beat the man.
Josh Allen wants to be the man. He's got to go beat the man. End of story.
Otherwise, he won't be the man.
And you have to do it. And you have to do it, in the postseason. Beating him in the regular season, it's nice. But you have to. And see, here's the thing: they played 3 times in the regular season. In the postseason, twice in Kansas City, even last year in Buffalo. And of course, they missed the kick last year. But the thing is, you've got to be able to do it in the postseason. No one remembers. When you win in November, nobody remembers that. When you win in January and February, the whole world knows that. And that's going to be the difference now.
Ken, do you want to say something?
Allen doesn't win this game. He's not being mentioned among the all-time greats. Name all-time greats, and why isn't Dan Marino's name mentioned? When Dan Marino was playing, he was probably one of the best quarterbacks to play. But because he didn't win the big one, he's not in the top 10.
Remembers.
So it's like, you're a regular season. I can give you another player in the NBA. When you saw him on the court, he was just as good as anybody he played against. Sidney Moncrief. We all know who that guy was, but he's not mentioned with any of the top 10s. People talk about Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was left off the Olympic team, but so was Dominique Wilkins. They're not mentioned because they don't win the championship. Josh Allen doesn't get by Pat Mahomes. He's an ordinary, talented person. He's a Phillip Rivers.
Okay, I'll go along with that. Yeah, championship. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah. Even Jim Kelly got to the Super Bowl 4 times. I think before you can start even mentioning him as one of the greatest Buffalo quarterbacks, you got to get to a Super. You got to at least get to a Super Bowl at this point in time right now.
Thurman Thomas, don't forget him, and
yeah.
lineman's name?
Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith. Mm-hmm.
All great players. They didn't win the big.
So let me turn around then.
Cornelius Bennett.
But Bruce, if Josh Allen do happen to go ahead, you want to say something? Josh, go ahead.
I just want to ask everybody a question. We know how good Kansas City is, right? So,
sure.
Now they already beat him in the regular season. How difficult is it to beat Patrick Mahomes twice in the same season? Think about that. Really think about that. You're asking somebody to beat him twice. Beat Patrick Mahomes twice in the same season.
Let me say this real quick,
but
Jerry.
that's what Josh Allen to do.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Beat Patrick Mahomes twice.
Go ahead, Bishop.
Say this, Henry. I heard you 3 times. You personally would be successful at open heart surgery. That's how difficult it is. Okay, I'm talking about you. You ain't a surgeon, but you would be more successful at open heart surgery than to beat Pat Mahomes twice. So let's wait and see. I don't think he's been beaten twice in the same season. The only team that came close to it was Cincinnati.
But forget beating Patrick 2 times in one season. All you got to do is look at how many people actually beat him in the playoffs. Period. Mm-hmm. Forget twice in the same season. How many people actually beats him? This guy done been to 7 straight.
Cincinnati was one of them.
7 straight AFC championships.
Yeah.
So you don't worry about how many times you beat him in the regular season. How many people beat him, period, in the playoffs?
But he's 13-2 in the playoffs. 13-2.
That's unheard of.
Tell me somebody else done that.
Nobody.
They're talking about he had a bad season and the guy was 15-1.
Right, Anthony.
Right.
Yeah, he's look at this point in time right now, he's playing with legends. You know, he's everything that he does in the postseason. They're coming as close as anybody has to winning 3 Super Bowls. I guess when San Fran is probably the closest team that's come to winning the 3 Super Bowls, but they've got a better opportunity to do that right now.
Yeah, well, I know San Fran, Dallas, and there was one other team. There were 3 teams that got close. I know it's San Fran, Dallas, and I can't think of the 3rd team. I just saw that stat not that long.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. That's exactly who it was. And Terry Bradshaw, I think, was the quarterback then.
Bradshaw. Yeah, because they won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls.
I think Big Ben won what, 2?
2 in a row.
They wasn't back-to-back.
2 or 3.
Yeah,
they wasn't back-to-back.
He didn't go 3 because
no, he won 2.
He won 2.
They wasn't back-to-back.
No, they weren't back-to-back. They were separate times. They won a total of 3 back in the 70s under Bradshaw. That I remember. I may be wrong.
Bradshaw
won 4.
Bradshaw won 4. He went back-to-back twice, but he never won the 3rd one.
2 again, a year off, and then 2 again.
Yeah.
Wow.
The team that beat him in between, I think, was the Oakland Raiders or the Houston Oilers. One of them beat him. Oakland Raiders beat him. Okay.
I mean,
what year did Cincinnati slide in there? I think Cincinnati slid in there and won one, didn't they?
Yeah,
they didn't win it.
They didn't win it.
They won the AFC championship, but they didn't win the Super Bowl. That year. And they took.
They won it when they had Ickey Woods and them boys.
No. They came in and played San Francisco, got blown out.
Wow.
But anyway, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to wait till Sunday to find out who's it gonna be. I'm hoping for the
KC. There's no doubt.
I'm hoping for the Commanders and I'm hoping for the Bills. I doubt seriously if that's gonna happen, but I'm just a bandwagon fan for the moment because I have no dog in the fight.
Why can't everybody
Listen,
agree?
I want everybody to take a minute.
KC,
Everybody
on the 3, Pete. I started this day 1, and I got 2 games left. Come on.
Listen, at the beginning of the season, I remember clearly jumping on Bishop. Kansas City was his team and the Vikings. All of a sudden now, at the beginning of the year, Kansas City, he always was a Kansas City man.
Everywhere.
That's his West team. That's all we heard. Now, all of a sudden now, he's changing this story like Kansas City never been his team.
You guys, I'll take Kendall out. But you 5 sitting here, you can't have 2 teams. I mean, gee, I can have 52 teams.
Nobody
You can have
stopped you from
25
having two
teams, man.
teams.
Get it
It's
together.
just that you had one on each side. Now all of a sudden, you're jumping, man.
Hey, listen, I'm not
Just
jumping.
just
I'm
admitted that you was with Kansas City, you and Kendall. Am I right, Kendall?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Am I right, Kendall?
KC, y'all love KC.
I still got a ticket on the back of the bus, but hey, listen, reality will set in Sunday, okay?
No. I'm sure Larry not letting you on the bus now for the
I'm
way you
already on
talking.
the bus. Hey,
No, you ain't on the
Don,
bus. You're on the
Hey,
Bills
hey,
bus. We heard you.
no, when
Let's
Minnesota
get it straight. You're a Bills man now.
Jerry, pull out the tape. Those of you watching on WJRG right now, go to the on demand. Go 2 weeks back. Watch the show. Larry,
Don, don't forget, he wasn't on Minnesota right away because he ain't had no confidence in
That's
Donaldson. And Donald, he waited to about the 6th or 7th week before he started showing that old ex-Laker uniform.
And
he
this
was wearing. He pulled the Lakers off and put Minnesota on.
Time out, Bruce. Stop. First of all, it's not an ex-Laker. The Lakers moved from Minnesota to LA, so that's an ex-Minnesota person.
No, that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying
Get it right.
No, it was a Lakers uniform. You took Lakers off
right.
and
Get
put
it
Minnesota on it.
The Lakers.
Yes, he did. Yes, we all remember that.
Yeah.
The Lakers took the
talking
Vikings
about Donald
colors
in the
to,
beginning.
to LA. Get it right.
All right, listen. All right, this is sports talk. Speaking of the Lakers, Kendall, what do the Lakers got to do to, to try to be a contender this year, man? Can they make any more plays or what?
I don't know, man.
Start with prayer.
Yeah, they got to pray.
Twice a day.
And in between. I'm not
In the meantime and in between time.
I'm not much of
They
a
don't even have Chet Holmgren in OKC, and they're winning like that.
Yeah.
So there's no hope for the Lakers this year with LeBron.
Not this year.
The Lakers and Golden State in the same boat.
Is LeBron hurting them, Kendall, by just staying around?
No, LeBron's an all-around player. Not at all.
Where would they be without him?
LeBron has earned the right to walk off whenever he decides to.
That's right.
He's on the floor. LeBron makes enough plays for him to be. He's no scrub at all. He's an all-around player.
Where would they be without LeBron?
Yeah, but I mean, when I'm saying, this is 22nd year. I mean, if he's not going to win a championship, they're playing for legacy, and he always want to be in that discussion as being the GOAT. Is he hurting his legacy by just still playing and not going
to his legacy?
His son is doing well in the G League.
Long as he leaves this year.
Go ahead, Larry.
Long as he leaves this year, then he's not hurting it. But he keeps staying around and know he can't win with LA, he'd start hurting his legacy.
His legacy ain't gonna be hurt. If he was still playing and averaging 14 or 15 points, it'd be different. He's still one of the top guys in the NBA.
Yes,
but LeBron only plays for championships. He don't play just to play.
Everybody in the league playing for championships.
But what about LeBron?
Yeah, but listen, LeBron is 4-6. We've been past talk about him playing for championships. Come on.
Well,
it ain't like they was in it last year or the year before to win it.
It's time to hang him up.
There's nothing he's going to stack on his record that's going to make a difference at this point. He surpassed and has done all there is to do. Now, just ride off into the sunset. But, I got to respect him. If you still have the ability and the fire and desire to play until you just don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, but one thing I agree with, he might not win it with the Lakers.
Go to contender.
That don't mean he can't go to another team and be that piece that they missing.
Go to contender.
Right, exactly. I wouldn't say that he's finished, but I don't think he'll win one with the Lakers. But he can go to a contender and win.
He can go to the Nuggets. He can go to Nuggets and do some damage.
All right, Henry, you can say something because what about LeBron go back to Cleveland? Henry, say something.
Well, LeBron got one more year left on his contract of $50-something million. So he's playing good, but he's 40 years old now. He can't carry the team. He's not going to win the championship with the Lakers. But if the Lakers make a trade, I don't know, because his contract is worth a lot of money. It's hard to kind of match that money, So I don't. If he's going to play next year, he probably got to just finish up with the Lakers but it's not his play. It's just that if you expect him to carry a team, now that's not going to happen.
Well, I would love to,
For somebody that's 40 years old, he's still averaging 20-something points a game.
I would love to see him go back to Cleveland with the team that they got. I would love to see him go to Cleveland right now.
That's not a bad
I think
idea.
he would disturb the chemistry if he went back to
Yeah,
Cleveland.
mess it up.
No, he
They don't
wants
have
to
a
be
bona
tough.
fide small forward. See, Cleveland don't have a bona fide small forward.
But in order to make that work, Bruce, the Cleveland have to give up some of their guys in order to make that trade, to match LeBron's money. I don't know, like who would you give up for LeBron?
But that would be I agree with that. That would be a problem. I'm just saying the player himself, without the money and everything.
It's
You know
the
what I mean?
player himself, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm looking at it, I like Henry's perspective on it. Business-wise, financially, the money's not going to match. You're going to have to give up too much. They got, I think Cleveland, I saw them once or twice. I think they got 8 guys that they play. I'm talking about the starters and the bench players. They give up the bench players. Who's going to replace those players for the scoring? They give up any of their starters. It causes an imbalance in the team, even if they were able to do the deal. So I don't think if he goes back to Cleveland, it should just simply be to retire. Simple as that.
Right. Don, what you think about LeBron? Is he missing his legacy or what?
Well, Henry took the words out of my mouth. He definitely cannot carry a team anymore, but he's still one of the greatest players out there on the court today. He just can't carry him to win. All right, he got 1 year left. Let that year go by, and then do a walk-on to Cleveland, and because they still gonna be a great team, and they don't have to give up nothing if he do a walk-on. Just walk on to Cleveland and finish it out that way, and he might even go out with a championship.
And he'll take a pay cut.
Right.
And
he might could even get a championship out of it.
Right. I believe that.
And then transfer Bronny Jr. over to the Cleveland D League.
Well, that's a given, Bishop. If he goes, that transfer there is a given.
Hey, wouldn't it be something if Bronny came up on the Lakers after LeBron left and they won a championship with him?
Oh my goodness!
What you been smoking, Bruce?
A lot of good stuff.
What you been smoking? That just ain't gonna happen.
Hey, don't ask me that on live TV.
Hey,
he's gonna rise up he's just gonna rise up out of the D League and go right on with the champion.
I know that'll never happen. I know that'll never happen.
Do me a favor, Bruce. First of all, give your regards to my mother. Happy birthday. I saw that, but leave the rum cake alone, okay? I'm just gonna say that.
Man, she put double shots of rum in it.
Oh man. Hey, but you guys don't think Washington Wizards tarnish Michael's legacy a little bit? No?
Yeah.
I do.
A little, yeah.
I do.
I don't know why.
I do.
What kind of respect, man?
He could have went out. He could have went out on top. He chose to go to the Wizards and just blow it in my book.
People don't even remember he went to the Wizards. They don't care nothing about that.
I do.
Well, we do. I mean,
I do. He blew it. He blew it. He should have just stayed out the game, but he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. That's where LeBron James got him beat at right there.
All you got to do is look at the way they talk about Mike towards LeBron, and Washington didn't do no damage to Mike.
The only reason they talk about Michael Bruce is because of LeBron. Because
but what I'm saying is,
threat.
How many people have you heard say, "Oh no, LeBron is the GOAT because Mike let Washington mess up his image"? Ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying that. They saying that Mike is definitely the GOAT, regardless how he finished.
Mike, they call him the GOAT, but now when he tried his hand at baseball, he picked the wrong time to try.
Yeah, but they don't care nothing about that.
No, they don't. But the bottom line
they're saying is three-peat twice.
I mean,
three-peat twice. They're not even talking about the other 9 years he was in the league.
Bruce, generation X, Y, and Z are talking about LeBron. And our generation and before us are talking about Michael, and the generation before us talked about Dr. J. So basically, it's a legacy built. He's done what he needed to do. The man is the GOAT, actually, when you look at the stats. But those of us who are old school, we look at Michael as the GOAT because of the things he's done, the three-peats on 2 different occasions. So, for that reason, we're still calling Michael the GOAT.
And that's all they're looking at.
But nobody was ever talking about the GOAT until LeBron came around. Nobody talked.
Exactly.
I agree.
Nobody said Bill Russell was the GOAT.
Nope.
Michael came or
Because LeBron was a threat to Michael's throne. That's why.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Michael getting all this attention because of LeBron. If LeBron wasn't around, you wouldn't be talking about. They won't be talking about Michael Jordan that much. Michael be another player like Dr. J.
Yeah, but check this out. The point I'm making is about Washington is if they don't care about the other 9 years that some of them didn't even make the playoffs, why would they even care about what he did in Washington?
Right.
Only thing they mentioned is three-peat twice.
That's
like
right.
he only played 6 years in the NBA.
That's right.
They don't care nothing about how he played in Washington. They only care about the 9 years he played with Chicago and lost.
Well, listen, it's 7:01. Henry, you're not gonna be on Friday, so give me your picks for this Sunday because I'll get these guys Friday night. Who you got? Philly or the Commanders?
Eagles and Kansas City.
Huh?
Eagles and Kansas City.
No, Eagles or the Commanders.
The Eagles and Kansas City.
He said Eagles
Eagles. Okay, got Eagles and Kansas City. Okay, I got you. So those are your picks for this weekend. All right. So we're gonna get together back Friday. You guys got another topic you want to talk about. I'm done with my topics.
Yeah, but take everybody's predictions and see if they change up Friday.
All right, Larry. Who you got, Larry?
I never change. KC.
Yeah, we know where Larry going.
And who you got, the Commanders or Eagles?
I'm gonna go with Philly.
Go Philly, okay. I'll give you mine too. So I don't want y'all to think I'm not giving mine. Who you got, Bruce?
I'm going with Kansas City and Washington.
You going with KC?
Yes, sir. I got no other choice now.
Wow. Who you got, Don?
Well, KC and the Eagles.
Who'd I miss? Kendall.
I'm going with Kansas City and the Eagles, but I want the Commanders to win. But I think the Eagles will beat them. But I would love the Commanders to win.
Bishop.
I'm gonna be controversial, and I'm gonna say Washington and the Bills.
Wow.
You lose again and again.
Hey, listen, if you don't roll the dice, you can't cut.
He wasn't wrong on all of them. He picked the Bills. When you guys picked who the Bills played before then? They played Denver. No, it was Denver. When they picked Denver, a lot of you picked Denver to beat the Buffalo Bills, and me and Bishop at Buffalo. I can play that back too now. A lot of you picked Denver.
I wouldn't have picked Denver.
He got real quiet. He got quiet for a minute. So,
But that's all right. So Jerry, you picking the Bills now?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills, man.
You going with the Bills? Okay.
I'm going with the Bills, and I'm going with Washington, man. I'm going with Bishop.
You going with the Bills?
Because
Larry, that's your brother-in-law, but you can't divorce him because your sister married him, so you're stuck with him.
Think about that. You're going against KC.
I like the Bills, Larry. I mean, Pat Mahomes. I don't watch Pat. Pat is doing this thing, but he's due to get one. He's due.
Bills never won, never ever.
They beat him before, and that wasn't no fluke. I don't care if it was the regular season. They beat him. It wasn't no fluke. They beat him.
We talking about the playoffs.
I know what we're talking about. We're talking about the playoffs. All right, now you guys picked Baltimore to beat him last week. You might put that back.
I didn't pick Baltimore.
I did.
You didn't pick Baltimore, Larry?
I did.
I'm with KC.
I
I'm
did.
down with KC.
No, I'm saying to beat Buffalo.
Larry picked
I
Buffalo.
to beat KC. Yes, I did.
Larry picked Buffalo. I remember.
That's right. I picked Buffalo to beat.
So you picked Buffalo to beat them, but now you pick. Okay, you just switch on teams, whichever team you like. Okay, I got you. So
I picked Buffalo to beat the Ravens.
I got you.
Kansas City. I never switched from Kansas City ever.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, we know that.
Right.
KC guy. All right. So no, I'm going with the Bills in Washington. I mean, because something about Washington, I see.
Yeah.
They're a hard-nosed team. That if Philly's kind of hurt, Josh. Not Josh. Jalen Hurts is hurt. I don't know. If Barkley's gonna have one of them runs. It's gonna be on him. But I think Washington. They're hungry. They're starving. They're playing. They're on a roll right now. I just think they're playing too good. It's one of the teams like the Giants. back when the Patriots play him.
Right.
He
Well,
won't play him.
let me throw something at you real quick. Let me throw something now, and Larry, you back me up on this. Come down here to the DMV, Mid-Atlantic. You don't see nothing but what's that color? What's that color that they wear?
Burgundy.
Burgundy and gold everywhere. I mean,
Yeah, they're crazy.
in the restaurants, sports bars.
They're gonna blow up the city. They got riots and everything.
Oh my God.
Bruce,
Hey, Jerry, when Buffalo won, first thing I said that Larry done won again, boy.
All right.
Michael, can I ask you guys a question? Larry, I mean, just to be real, I know you're a Kansas City guy, Patrick Mahomes, but is Buffalo playing good football right now? Yes or no?
They really are not. They're playing good football all around.
Right.
But if you notice, he goes to one receiver, Shakar, and he goes to the one they just picked up, Cooper.
Are they playing good football, Larry? Yes or no?
Baltimore beat themselves, man. They didn't play that good.
Baltimore beat themselves. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't play that good. Buffalo, they didn't play that good.
I agree.
Because you picked Baltimore, that's why, Bruce.
No, really.
Baltimore beat themselves.
Man, Buffalo didn't play that good.
I pointed it out earlier, Jerry. Those two-point misses are the difference in that game. It's a 2-point win if they convert both of those two-point attempts that they made.
Yeah. As bad
And I pointed out that they give Henry the ball.
As bad as Baltimore played, Buffalo still barely won.
Yep.
And you know that little
bad as Baltimore played.
They almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
He can't cover nobody or hit nobody.
All right. Well, we're gonna see what happened this weekend. So I got my pick: Bills and Washington. If I lose, then I got nothing to lose because
What I say?
Well, I'll give you a call, Larry. But you guys picking Kansas City anyway, so I got nothing to lose, as far as I'm concerned. Because
you and I are in this boat by ourselves, man.
No
so
problem.
Pick up an oar and let's just start rowing, man. Let's see what happens.
Bishop, close out of prayer tonight, brother. I did it Friday. Go ahead.
Close out in prayer.
No, go ahead, Bishop. Go ahead. Close it out.
Oh, I thought you said Bruce. Let Bruce close out. Okay, let's go for it. First of all, we want to thank those of you.
I was getting ready to.
That we want to thank those of you who are watching this podcast. We know that you've gotten something out of it. Don't forget, if you haven't downloaded the Kingdom Media International app, go to Roku, go to Apple TV, go to Fire TV, go to Prime. Just download it and look for KMI International. Great content on there. There are plays, there are exercise classes, there's great gospel music, and of course, the word. WJRG is in the mix and in the middle of all of it. And you can go to our on-demand channel and you can watch over and over again how Larry thinks that Kansas City's going to win, how Don says, I told you so all the time. You can't miss it. It's great TV content. Thank you. Let your friends and let your family know KMI International. That's the place to be. Connecticut's #1 podcasting station. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for the entrance of your word. Thank you for these great men who come on twice a week to share our thoughts and various sports, God. Now it's time for us to leave this place, but we won't ever, ever leave your presence. So we ask that you continue to go with us, stand by us, lead, guide, guard, govern, correct, and protect us where needed and or necessary. We yield to you for this given day, God. We pray for the safety. We continue to pray for those out in Los Angeles because of the fires, Father God. We're asking that you would land them all in a safe place, cause them to be able to recover, Father. But more importantly, thrust the perfect laborers into their lives. If they don't know Jesus Christ and the pardoning of their sins, God, we thank you for the witness that's going to go forth. Let the love continue to pour out. Let the support continue to pour out. And also, God, as we're dealing with the first few days of the transition of power with our brand new president, we hold him up before you. We ask that you would guard him, God. You said the hand of the king is in the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. And we're asking that you would guide him, that he will be for the people, not after the people or against the people, Father. As we leave here, God, we thank you. Now unto him who's able to present himself faultless before the throne, to the only wise God be glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both now, henceforth, and forevermore. And the great men of God said, amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey, Jerry, let me say this right quick. You got two devoted guys on their team. That's Larry and Pastor T. Everybody else is a ship jumper. You know that.
Thank
That,
you.
hey, I'm
Everybody
famous.
else is a ship jumper. You got two devoted
Hey,
guys.
Don,
That's Larry and
listen,
Pastor T.
I'm
Everybody else
saying
is a
this.
ship jumper.
When my
I'm
ship
proud of
sank,
it.
when
I'm
my
a
ship
proud
sank, I wasn't
bandwagon
going
jumper.
down with the ship because I ain't the captain. So
Right.
Hey, Doc, I'm a proud bandwagon jumper.
And,
Yes,
and,
you are.
tell him again, Kendall. Tell him again what you just said, Kendall.
That's right. I'm proud of it.
and he said,
I want to
I
thank
ain't never
Kendall,
left my Cowboys.
Jerry, I want to thank Kendall for showing me how to ship jump. When the Viking ship was going down, I'm not the captain. I'm out of here. Thank you, Kendall. I
do
appreciate
you want to say something? Henry, you want to say something?
I was just saying that Bruce is a devoted cowboy man. That's
Yeah,
all.
he is.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He is.
I take it back, Bruce. You in there too?
Yeah.
But
I don't jump ship. They throw me off the ship.
All
Hey,
right,
Bruce.
you guys have a blessed night. If everybody Friday night, who's available for Friday, right? You guys,
all right.
all right. Have a good night. All right.
You guys Friday.
Good one.